So it's very interesting to see the creative minds behind the project, but it's been tons of fun, and I think it's uniquely to me because it's a shoe that can do a lot. It's a versatile shoe.
Have you ever stopped to consider what privilege truly looks like in women's basketball? Here's a prime example. A'ja Wilson is making waves with her latest Nike campaign, proudly showcasing her new signature shoe. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, a player who's genuinely transforming the game, remains completely ignored by the same multi-billion-dollar brand.
You know the question for that. You know the answer for that.
We know that she is signed with Nike. We know she got screwed. And I mean that. We know she got absolutely screwed in that Nike deal.
Here's where it gets really intriguing. A'ja Wilson is the face of a whole campaign celebrating victory, yet when the pressure was on during the playoffs, the result was far from impressive. Disappointing ratings, and an early, humiliating exit. That's not exactly the kind of performance you'd expect from someone touted as the sport's poster child. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out there breaking records, making history, and using her ever-expanding platform to elevate the entire WNBA. One seems wrapped up in self-promotion, while the other is driven by a much bigger, more impactful purpose.
Hard work, but also a lot of fun, and I have an awesome team that is trying to put my weird words that I say into a shoe, which is great, because I'm like, I want the thing that goes the thing, and then they're like, okay, we got it.
Contrast between A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark's Nike appearances. We'll break down their vastly different messages and explain why, despite Nike's missteps, Clark continues to shine as a class act, an inspiring role model and a powerful brand ambassador. Ready to dive in? Let's go.
If you're a signed athlete, if you're a signature athlete, it doesn't really matter how much money you make off your initial deal. All that really matters is how much money you are making from the shoes. And
you won't believe the fiasco A'ja Wilson has found herself in with her Nike deal. It's the kind of marketing blunder that feels like a train wreck unfolding in slow motion, and we got the best seat in the house. Remember when Nike made it seem like his signature shoe was the next big thing? Well, that hype has come with a hefty price, and it's a misstep that's likely to haunt them for years. While they were busy rolling out the red carpet for Wilson, Caitlin Clark swooped in and completely rewrote the narrative.
Absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring her?
Now Nike's in full panic mode, sweating bullets over the massive blunder they've made. They completely missed the mark on the biggest phenomenon women's basketball has seen in ages. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson is off polishing her MVP trophies, still convinced she's the top name in the game. Newsflash, A'ja, it's Caitlin Clark's world now, and everyone else is just living in it. Want to know how desperate things have gotten? Nike's scrambling, trying to figure out how to keep A'ja from looking like yesterday's news. But let's be real, the ship hasn't just sailed. It's capsized, sunk, and become a relic of the past.
it is just the company fumbling the bag in a generational fashion.
Here's the juicy part. Word on the street is that Nike is absolutely terrified of the backlash they'd get if they gave Caitlin Clark her own shoe before A'ja Wilson. Can you believe they're so concerned about bruising A'ja's ego that they're reportedly holding off on Caitlin's launch until 2026? That's not just dropping the ball, that's fumbling it right out of the stadium.
Q2 earnings. CEO Elliot Hill indicates Caitlin's shoe will be coming for the 2020 season.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here rewriting the record books, filling arenas, and giving women's basketball a whole new level of excitement. She signed a jaw-dropping $28 million deal with Nike over 8 years, and what she got to show for it? Absolutely nothing. No promo, no shoe, not a thing. And trust me, her fans are livid. Nike's brilliant solution to this disaster: make Caitlin wait even longer. Because, you know, that's totally fair, right?
It's not a big man shoe, a big woman shoe. It's a shoe that it's going to be comfortable for everyone, and I hope everyone feels that. So I think it's uniquely to me because it is something it can adapt and adjust to anything, and I feel like that's me.
Here's the bottom line. Nike is neck deep in a PR disaster, scrambling to balance A'ja Wilson's inflated ego while Caitlin Clark's popularity continues to soar. Spoiler alert, it's not going well. This mess is like watching a circus with no ringmaster, and believe me, the chaos is far from over. But how is Caitlin handling all of this? Remember when A'ja Wilson threw shade at other players, accusing them of having privilege? Well, now the tables have turned, and Caitlin's staying above it all, focused on her game while the drama unfolds around.
It's me a lot of views. Like, you say it's not really about me. It's just, and she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, but like she understands her privilege. It's like what pushes her over the top in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean that's
Oh, the irony. It looks like Miss High and Mighty has really stepped into a major foot-and-mouth moment. But here's the best part. Caitlin Clark's response is the kind of classy mic drop moment that'll make you want to stand up and cheer. The real difference between Caitlin and Aja isn't just about who's sinking more shots. It's all about their mindset. And trust me, the contrast couldn't be clearer. While one is busy stirring up drama, the other is focused, humble, and letting her game do the talking.
More people can get out and watch the W or watch the college game or whatever it is, the better it's going to be for the future of the game.
Aja Wilson is out here strutting around like she's royalty, acting like the court is her kingdom, and everyone else is just lucky to exist in her shadow. Newsflash, Aja, nobody owes you a thing. That I'm the star energy is fading faster than Christmas leftovers. Now, let's talk about Caitlin Clark. She's breaking records, rewriting history, and yet you'd never know it by her demeanor. She's humble, grounded, and always giving credit to her teammates. It's almost as if she doesn't realize she's the biggest name in women's basketball right now. And here's the best part. Caitlin isn't sitting around throwing shade or complaining about Nike. Instead, she's using her platform to uplift the entire WNBA. At a recent Nike event, she didn't make it about herself. She focused on promoting the league and her teammates. That's the kind of leadership the sport needs.
That have showed up in the stadiums, from the viewership numbers to people really wanting to wear a WNBA player's jersey or buy their merch or whatever it is, or have their shoe. Just how it's evolved in such a short period of time, I think shows everyone, there is real opportunity here, and there has been opportunity.
Caitlin Clark embodies vision, humility, and the spirit of lifting others up, not just herself. When things don't go Aja Wilson's way, she's quicker to point fingers than a kid in a candy store. After a tough game against the New York Liberty, she whined, "I just feel like we're not getting the calls we deserve." It's frustrating when you're playing hard, and it feels like the refs aren't seeing it. Boo-hoo, Aja. Ever think about playing better instead of blaming the refs? Leadership is about taking responsibility, not making excuses.
So it goes hand in hand. That's it. And if I get fined for this, I'm terribly sorry, but it's ridiculous. We've been going through this all season, so everybody got to go.
To Caitlin Clark. She owns her mistakes like a true professional. After a tough game, she's the first to admit, I need to step up for my team. I can't let them down like that. We win together. We lose together. And I take that responsibility seriously. That's what real leadership sounds like. No excuses, no blaming others, just accountability, humility, and a commitment to her team. Caitlin Clark isn't just a star on the court. She's a leader who shows up, takes responsibility, and leads by example.
It's said that the best point guards are more worried about their teammates than they are about themselves. What do you like more, setting your teammates up or scoring the ball yourself?
Honestly, I think setting my teammates up, I think that just provides so much more energy to the team. It gets everybody going, and when everybody can touch the ball and get going in that way, I think it just everybody just flows a little bit better. The offense flows a little bit better.